Okay, we're back after a quick little break there. And that's those YouTube rules, you know. Um, Now, you also have club events from what I saw on the website as well.
Oh, that was the commercial break?
Yeah, commercial's over, man. It's only a quick on-off of the pause button for recording because of the YouTube only allows me to put 15 minutes up at a time. So if
Yeah.
I have a 20-minute video, it's too long, right? So, yeah, no problem. If you want to go ahead and roll and light up while we're talking, we don't have any problem with that. Now, as far as events, as I mentioned, what kind of events do you guys do?
Well, the Buyers Club doesn't do many. When we talk about events, we switch over to Hempology 101.
Right.
We've had a great sort of relationship where Hempology's done a lot of advocacy and such, but
Okay.
the Buyers Club hasn't really
Doesn't do that end of it?
a lot of events. Although, maybe just to conclude on the Buyers Club, before getting to that, this summer, I guess in May, after we changed the federal law, we had the Canada Revenue Agency come and investigate.
Great. Yes, I've got that. Yes, actually, that's my next question. So let's discuss about that then. What is happening there with actually the people here may not know what we're talking about here with the Cannabis Buyers Club, because of from my understanding, it's because of the Owen Smith trial. Is that how you got involved in this tax question with the government and the Canadian Revenue Agency?
Yeah, it really comes from my testimony in court where I admitted that we weren't collecting HST or employee deductions. That we were an unincorporated co-op with no legal entity behind it. And so the judge put that in his decision. It was an aggravating factor, I think, to him. It made us more criminal. And so that's one of the reasons I think he decided that the jury trial next year would still go ahead. And so the police actually took the court decision to the CRA to start getting tax money out of it. So in a way, it's truly a step towards legitimacy here because the police aren't coming to raid us. In fact, now when they arrest me or my friends, we're starting to change federal law. Like, I'm just getting better at this. And so arresting me isn't serving any purpose. But, I may as well pay my taxes like every other business. And so it's been interesting. It's been, exciting, honestly, since they've come because we've been waiting for this for a long time. The apartment that I operated out of for years is actually across the street from the Revenue Canada office in Victoria. So, in a way, I've been looking forward to being, kind of licensed and regulated. And even though we don't get a license out of this, it's sort of awkward.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've decided that this is the perfect occasion to form a nonprofit society, and I'm going to be selling the business, the club, to this new nonprofit society. We decided actually I'm going to sell it for $4,200. At first, reported that's going to sell it for $420. Well, that isn't really a fair estimate of the market value of the equipment that I'm selling the club.
Yeah.
We've actually had to buy a new computer and a new printer because we're making membership cards as well. And we're changing back to our original name, the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club.
Yeah.
We call ourselves the Cannabis Buyers Club of Canada. Actually, it was a progression because I started sponsoring a couple of clubs. So it actually was Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club, then Vancouver Island Cannabis Buyers Club, then Vancouver Island Compassion Club, and then Cannabis Buyers Club of Canada when we got the Halifax branch. Now all those other affiliates are done, and it's just our store.
Just your own
and,
now.
People contact us all the time thinking we deliver across Canada, and we don't. So it's kind of practical to just switch it back to the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club. but also helps signal the change, that there is a new society that's taken the reins from me. This Tuesday coming up, we're actually having our first board meeting, and then we'll be officially incorporating. I finally have the perfect 5 board members to take it over from me. And the president, my friend Dieter, is going to be, is also the executive director, so it's really kind of a clear transfer of power. Yep. And I'm really excited because people accuse me of profiteering from medical marijuana, and I've just taken enough to live. I really haven't been, living high on the hog. I have no jewelry. Most expensive thing I own is my gold tooth. I really haven't accumulated much at all here, and people have accused me of that for years.
Right.
And so, I'm going to be able to separate myself financially from the club and put our financial statements online so that everybody can see where every penny is going.
Yeah.
There won't be all these accusations being made, and we'll be able to, manage our accounts, and that transparency will do us a great deal of good.
Yeah, it will.
And I'll be making a living selling my textbook with hempology and publishing my paper and kind of living legally for a while.
Yeah. Now what was the ruling with the CRA? How much money they want out of you?
So far the bill's $147,000.
$147,000.
Yeah, that's unpaid HST for the first 6 months.
And that's just for 6 months.
Yeah, that doesn't include the employee deductions. Just met with the lady the other day. They're also going to nail me for quite a bit in unemployment, or kind of CDP, EI, and income tax deductions. So bill's going to be over $200,000.
Yeah, I was going to say you're not done with that bill yet. Then now, from my understanding, you're going to take that on yourself, and it's not going to be directed towards the Buyers Club.
Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to basically take the hit myself. I'm likely going to end up declaring bankruptcy in the end because that's just a ridiculous amount of money to owe. Yeah. But the members of the club are now already paying an extra 12% that they weren't a few months ago with HST. And to claw back the back taxes of hundreds of thousands of dollars from people that are sick and disabled, I just can't do that. I don't have the heart to do that. Like, declaring bankruptcy to me isn't that big of a deal. I can't get a credit card anyway, and it won't really affect the way that I live. And I'll just be living off donations and sales of my book and whatever else I can hustle up along the way.
Now, you mentioned earlier about, does this case sort of legal, legitimize what what the club is doing and stuff, which leads me to, we have laws in this country where, you're not allowed to have the proceeds of crime. Now, if cannabis is legal and they're making you collect or pay HST to the government, are they not profiting off of the benefits of what they call a crime because they're going to take this money from you? Does that not make you legal?
Ironically, Revenue Canada will accept and take proceeds of crime. It's totally legal for them to do that. You could put on your tax forms that you're an assassin, that you made $100,000 last year as an assassin, and the fact that you kill people won't matter. Like, they might look into your clients to see how they could afford to pay you that $100,000, but they don't care if it's from murder, theft, illegal drug sales. That's Revenue Canada. Ironically, it doesn't matter. The funny part is, though, that it does matter to banking institutions. So we can't get a bank account for hempology. I can't even get a checking account for myself. So we don't know how we're even going to pay Revenue Canada. I'm going to have to get together with them again this week and figure that out, because I'm going to have this big sack of money here at the end of this quarter from the HST I've collected. Yeah. Probably like $40,000, $50,000, and I'll have no legal way to pay them. It's going to be pretty funny.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't have a bank account, you can't write a check, they take cash.
Yeah. So it was funny because the officers that were investigating me all summer they just kept saying that's not their problem, that's collections problem. And I just had my first meeting with collections, and they didn't know what the hell they were giving me the names of like small credit unions that, you know, in these other municipalities that I might be able to come to. I'm sure Revenue Canada knows all that, the credit unions that accept cash or money orders. Like.
Okay, before we switch over to Cannabis Digest, and ask anybody got any questions about his court case or about the Buyers Club or anything like that? Yeah, was that John here is asking about the legalization and where Mark Emery paid his taxes and the government accepted his money. I guess they're willing to take your money as well and not worry about the proceeds of crime. Like you say, it's legal for them.
Yeah. In a way, it's similar to Mark Emery, where you could say that we're paying for our prosecution and defense because we're paying for our taxes, but we can still be prosecuted. And so, although Mark wasn't prosecuted, Canadian law, he wasn't paying the American government taxes to the Canadian government. But it's going to change things. It doesn't give us the license that we really need, but it is a step towards that, and really incorporating it as a nonprofit as well kind of helps towards that. Because part of what the judge commented last year was that he couldn't give me or Owen an exemption to sell medical marijuana last year, to sell cookies, because Owen's not the organization. There's no actual organization to give an exemption to. So we would like to get an exemption 56 to sell, cannabis to specific people. And now getting a nonprofit status and paying taxes and everything is really going to make it harder for them to say no to us.
Exactly. So it'd be like a blanket exception for the club. Okay, we got to pause for the YouTube cause here, and I'll be right back in a second.